Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another NaNoWriMo. Mr. Stephen has an opinion. Yes, well, we're back with day 2 of NaNoWriMo, and firstly I want to thank everybody who I've talked to about this so far, because interacting with people actually really does help this process along. It's really great, so thanks all for that. Secondly, I've hit my word count for today. My personal word count goal was 4,000 words. I've done that. I've got 4,042 words. Really pleased with the way that things have turned out. I've produced what is essentially 4,000 words of rubbish, but that's fine. It's all right, because this is just draft 1. Draft 1 can be rubbish, because draft 2 is where you take that rubbish, you take all those ideas. Basically what you're doing is you're getting your proto ideas, not just for the book, not just for the plot, but for each sentence and each character and each location. You're getting all of those down onto paper so that you've got a better overview of your story as a whole. So draft 1 is always going to be poo, and the rule of thumb here is it will always be poo. You can fix it in draft 2, so do remember that. That's not what Nano is all about. Obviously NaNoWriMo is about getting your first 50,000 words, and it doesn't matter how bad they are, the fact is that you will have done them. Now I'm into 4,000 words. Now, if I'm doing Nano properly and I'm aiming for the 50,000 word count, 50 words, I've done that. That's no problem at all. I don't know what people say is difficult. No, if you're aiming for the 50,000 word count, then you would want to do about 1,667, I think it is, words a day. So between that and 2,000 words a day in order to make everything go along. So even if I don't get the full thing done, I'm still on track to do the NaNoWriMo thing, to win NaNoWriMo along with all of the other people who win NaNoWriMo, which is great. The writing process today was actually quite easy, although I found the first part of it very difficult. I've been plagued today by technical issues, and that's been a problem, because it stops you doing the stuff that you want to do. I use this microphone here actually to dictate into my computer instead of having to type, because I'm partially dyslexic, and typing on the keyboard into the computer means that I make an awful lot of mistakes that I shouldn't be making, mistakes that if I were to read it back I wouldn't notice, because I don't always see the change of letters. It doesn't always connect with me. So I dictate into it, which, if a dictation goes wrong, the word that it spits out, you know what autocorrect is like, the word that it spits out is so different to the word that you were intending to type in the first place. It is glaringly obvious that it's actually completely wrong, and of course it's not good enough to ignore a copy edit. You need a copy edit, but it's good enough to actually send it to a copy editor, and a copy editor go, what in God's name were you talking about? You should know this stuff by now. It's clear when those word things have happened. So that's been all fine and dandy. I've been using that with the other books, and all of a sudden today I started to have some major problems with it, and I probably wasted about 2-3 hours today just solving those, which is really annoying, because I want to get on with other stuff. I run my own businesses, so I've got two. One makes videos, one makes websites, basically, and you've got to do the work for that as well. You can't. You have to manage yourself so that you have the time in order to do that. And for me today, that means I'm going to be working later tonight, because I need to get some stuff done that I couldn't get done earlier today. Having said that, I'm all on track. I'm not floundering around or anything, so I'm doing perfectly fine. One thing that I do want to mention is sort of the plans for tomorrow. I've got part 1 was the first 2 steps of Act 1 today, and they're done. So part 2 will be the next 2 steps. There's 12 steps in Act 1. So that should take me 6 days. So that's 6 days of that. Then it should take me on to Act 2, where there are 28 steps. So that should take 14 days. So you're on to 20 days at that point, and we should have another 6 days to do the Act 3. So it's all 26 days is all doable within 31. Still got a little bit of room for manoeuvre, but things often happen, often go wrong, and we'll see how things go as the weeks progress. Anyway, that's probably too long for an update, but, I like talking rubbish on the internet. Don't forget the little mantra, though. It's okay to be poo until you're in draft 2, or whatever it was I said earlier, which was probably much better. Until then, thanks very much for watching. Again, I'll be up with another update tomorrow about how I'm doing. If you want to talk about how you're doing, I would love to hear from you. If anyone has any questions about either what I'm doing or what I think they should be doing, please do let me know. I'm more than happy to answer questions about this. I think NaNoWriMo is really, really brilliant. There's a lot of professional writers out there who don't like NaNoWriMo, who think, yes, but I do that every single day. I have to hit that word count. And it's true. There are a lot of professional writers out there who do have to hit that word count every single day. And for them, it's part of a job. And that's all right. That doesn't take away from the fact that you can do that as well. There's nothing special about an author. There's nothing inherently different about somebody who sits down and writes books and somebody who goes out and is a plumber or a carpenter, or it's a skill at the end of the day. Telling stories is just a skill, and anybody can learn it. And whilst the very simple bits of telling stories, which might be might be oral in tradition. You might have told kids different stories when you were younger, and there are many different situations where that can be useful. If you like drama, then coming up with stories is actually a really great way of getting into drama, because that whole improvisation thing it happens. It's really great, but if you haven't done that, then you need to teach yourself how to do it, and it's a process, that anybody can do, and NaNoWriMo is a really, really great way to start that process off for people to write novels. So anyway, do please like, share, comment and subscribe, and until tomorrow, thank you very much and good night.